Hey everyone, I'm going to attempt to do a trigger job on my Browning Umarex, Browning Buckmark Umarex by Umarex. It's an accurate gun, but the trigger is absolutely atrocious, and they call this a target pistol. Once you cock, it's a break barrel. I would say the trigger pull is somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 pounds. It makes accuracy with a reflex sight or a scope or even the open sights damn near impossible. It's just ridiculous. But I'm going to pause the video throughout as I go through the stages here, and I'm going to start by taking the gun apart, and yeah, we'll just do that throughout. Back in a minute. Okay, we're back. I was told, I've been looking for gun screwdrivers for a while. I know where to get them. Brownells in the US has them. They're like $56 for all of them. I think it's a set of 10 or a set of 12, which is actually a really good price for them. But I was also told, because I work on air guns a lot, that you pick up the Umarex air gun kit, which comes with a screwdriver and hollow ground slotted screwdrivers and a couple other bits. So I figured, what the hell, I might as well use the... Oh, look at that. I don't need an Allen key. But I'll use the Allen key anyway. I use the Umarex kit that I bought over Christmas time. First, we got to take the grips off. Those. Always important to keep them in a container. The grips on this are supposedly Hogue grips, which when I shot real handgun, Hogue grips for real handguns are expensive. So I decided to get Pachmayr, and I like the Pachmayr grips better anyway. But these are supposed to be simulated, or designed by Hogue, rather. Come on, screw, get out. There it is. Apparently this grip just peels off, apparently. Yeah, they are rubber. Sorry if I keep going off camera. I've never done this, so they don't really give you an easy way to do it. It's held in by pins or something. Okay, there we go. Yeah, friction fit pins. To reveal a plastic skeletonized grip, which I watched another video on YouTube. The gun has good weight to it, but if you wanted to add more weight to it, this would be the perfect spot. That make it flat on a surface, and if you have lead shot, if you're reload shotgun, or you just have lead shot right laying around, you could mix that with white glue and fill all these squared up areas and make them flush, and that would add a lot more weight. Safety. Now, while I've got this apart, I'm going to see if I can increase the power a little bit, because this gun only shoots maybe 360, maybe 380 feet per second. It's okay, it's a target pistol. It's not meant for hunting or anything. Nor would I ever try it for hunting, because it doesn't have enough power for that. But yeah, that's Yeah, well, that's the way it is right now. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, on to... The guy had a scope on his on the video I watched, so I'm not going to bother taking it off. There's no point. These two screws at the top here. Just take the top rail off, but it's necessary to get inside the gun because it removes the compression chamber from the frame, and where I need to be is inside the frame. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. It's now February, but you know, everybody with kids knows, you know, you stress up until that moment of Christmas time, worrying about whether you're gonna have the money or the resources to get your kids everything that they want for Christmas. And it gets here, the kids have what they want, and next thing you know, it's over. And you're on to the next year, and another 10 months from now, it'll be Christmas again. Should put the lens cap on there. Yeah, it's coming off. This is where that screwdriver come in handy. I noticed when I took the long screw, it had a washer. I think it's a plastic washer. There we go. Just set that to the side. There's no washer on that side. And there's the... So all we gotta do now is take these two screws out for the arm. Well, maybe not. It's already separating. Yeah, that's all we need is these two screws here, and the whole unit should lift right off. Oh, they're loose. Tiny, tiny screws. Now it's just, there you go. Yep, those two screws just hold the slide. Now how am I going to get in there? If I can get in there, that is. Uh-oh. That screw right there looks like the spring retention screw. I don't know if I'll be able to increase the power of this or not. But I'll be back in a second. Okay, we're back. This is the sear right here. There's really not much to it. Got the sear catch here on the piston. Look at this through the magnifying glass. I didn't think I'd shut it that much. It's already getting worn down, but that's not the purpose of this. The purpose of this is to take the Dremel and just take a little wee bit off of here, because you don't want to take too much off. All I'm trying to do is lighten the trigger pull. Worrying about the power of it, I'm really not going to worry about it. It's not meant to be a magnum pistol. It's meant to be a plinker or target shooter. I'll just throw some molly paste in there and lube up all the internals, and it should be good to go. So I'm not going to bore you through the grinding process. I got to find a grinding wheel first anyway. I'll be back after it's done. I'll take you through a bit of it. I'll start it, then I'll I'll shut the camera off. There's not a whole lot of room here to work with, so get that crap out of the way. Gotta find the best way to, the best angle for this. These are my snake. The snakes are supposed to be these revolutionary things that give you all kinds of maneuverability, and not really. These snakes are stiff. They don't give it. It's only flexible from here out. Like this whole part's all rigid. You can't do nothing with it. Just trying to see where the best place to do this. It's actually the parts inside are obviously cast. I see a mold line right down the center. That's probably what's hanging everything up. Not going to take very much off. Maybe just smooth the lines out a bit. We'll try that. Yeah, the clip for my Dremel stand there. Well, it's not a real Dremel. It's a Mastercraft or whatever. Actually, I think it's better anyway. I've had that for about 10 years now. Actually, longer than that. I use it all the time. Works great. Yeah, but the stand that holds the piece that holds the snake snapped on me. I don't know if you can see that. Get out in the light. Feels a lot smoother. Next thing is to get it. I'm not going to put the gun back completely back together. I'm going to put everything back on, cock it, put a pellet in, and fire it and see if I've changed anything, if at all. I'll come back once I get it all back together. Well, the consensus is I lightened it a little bit. Didn't lighten it too much. Didn't really make that much of a difference. Just test firing right now before I put it all back together. It's been like almost an hour since I put this video on pause. I had to keep unpausing it so it wouldn't stop recording. But what I did notice about this gun is it's got a trigger spring in it. Now, if I take a coil off the trigger spring, maybe that might lighten it a little bit more too, because the spring that's in this is actually really stiff. So if I took a coil off the spring, maybe that'll improve it a little more. It's all trial and error. It's not like aftermarket parts are available for these guns either. So if I screw something up, then I'm pretty much screwed. I'll have to buy another gun and just use this one for parts. Because the airgun manufacturers really don't offer aftermarket parts, especially when the guns are like $60. Like, it's just cheaper to go and buy a new one. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I took one coil off the spring, and I'll show you. I had to take the guts out of the gun. Just held in by 2 pins. The whole thing is one unit, which is really cool. You take this one screw out here, it releases a safety, and there's a spring right here that's held in place by a friction pin, and the sear's held in by 1 pin. That's it. The whole block here is a piece. It's not machined. I think it's cast. It's a cast steel block. The spring sits there. You can see it. Just took one coil off. Just dropped it down a little bit, and it seems to be a little better. I put the pins back in, and easy enough to work on. There, that's back together. Yeah, it feels a little lighter. I molly pasted everything here. I gotta wipe the excess I got on the outside off. There's the spring inside. I don't know how to get that piston out. It's not very big. Like I said, I'm not really worried about increasing the power at all. But I'll put the gun back together now, and let's see. That's in there, that's in there. Snaps in. My little screwdriver. Put the... Don't strip the friggin' screws in. The cock assist arms in. Grip screws. I know, boring video. Oh shit. Gotta take this off again. Forgot to put some molly on the inside. It's got that yellow Vaseline type grease in here that dries out. Just gonna molly the parts that are touching. It's nice the whole thing comes off of one unit like that. A little bit of paintbrush here. Too much. It's metal on metal contact. That smoothed it out. I don't know if you watched my video, but I made my own molly paste. I'm not paying $19 US for a little wee. I think it's ½ an ounce that they sell it for. Oh, it'll last a lifetime. Yeah, sure it will. I made my own. Got a recipe from a guy off a gun forum, an air gun forum. As long as you have axle grease that has molly bee denim in it, which is the stuff that makes molly, then you're set all you got to do is add a few ingredients to it, which is powdered graphite, and pellet gun oil, or really any oil for that matter, and mix it up, and that's what it came out to. I've smelt moly paste before, and it's, well, grease smells like grease. It all smells the same, but it looks just like it. It's got a lot of powdered graphite in it, so it's slippery. So that's all I really need. Let me get this back together again. There's that screw. Uh-oh. Hope I didn't lose a friggin' screw. Danger, Will Robinson. I'll be back in a minute. I gotta find the screw. Phew! Found it. It was stuck to the screwdriver. Didn't even see it. It was down here on the base. I'm already panicking, thinking, great, what am I going to use for a screw? Well, I'm a model railroader, so and I got lots of small screws. I can make something work. Okay, well, let's those screws back in. I'll put this back on. I'm going to try that bit. God, I hate these rubber keepers that they hold these bits in with. A snap keeper would be fine. Be nice if they offered an extension with it. I know I'm being nitpicky now. That's it, loosed a bit. I don't know, for $19 for this kit from Umarex, it really didn't come with anything. Came with a screwdriver and 6 bits, which is basically the only reason I bought it. The photo shows what looks like a piece of the gas trimmer or electric weed eater twine as the cleaning tool, but this one came with the nylon coated braided cable, which I thought was cool. It's a step up from the line that they used to come with. It comes with a mop and a cleaning, I don't know if they're wire or I think they're some nylon or whatever. Yeah, a mop and a nylon brush for 177 and a mop and a nylon brush for 22, and the patch attachments for the patches, and it comes with I think 25 patches, and that's it. And the handle, which is double-ended for a screwdriver. Again, I don't know what you thread that into for the mop and the brushes, and this T-shaped thing in the middle is so you can turn this into a T handle and pull your cable through, which I thought was pretty cool. Oh, it cocked. That's good. I gotta uncock it. Gotta shoot it first, sorry. Let's try it with this new spring. Or not new spring, but... Oh man, much better. Maybe that was the key. Or maybe it's the fact that I did, well, 3 things to it. I honed the sear down, cut the spring, and moly pasted everything. Oh man, that improved that large, big time. I'd show you, but I'm not going to dry fire it. Maybe I can shoot into something here. now. I don't know if you can see that. This is the reflex sight. It's got 4 reticle, red and green. I like the one that's on right now. It's got the circle on the outside with the crosshair in the middle. Shut it off. There we go. Put the moly paste away. This stuff is toxic, so it goes. I got it in a Crossman pellet gun, pellet tin, the empty pellet tin inside a plastic container with a lid. These are rubber. They're just a hard rubber. Well, they went back on better than they came off. That's cool. Okay. Be nice if this gun came in stainless or nickel finish. One good thing is the bits are magnetic. Once I'm done this, I'll turn the camera around and I'll show you me shooting it. I'm just shooting from my rest off my drill press. It's pretty good. It has an adjustable side to side up and down steel table on it that I used as a rest with my sandbag on it. That's some fancy dancy $1 million range in the basement. You know, it's set at like 7 or 8 yards or whatever I shoot down here. And my Dremel bits back over here. Got back up there in the magnet. Put the bit back in. I did some chronograph tests last week with well, my chronograph. I finally got it working. I figured out a way to rig lights to it. The lights I bought at the 5 LED push button lights I bought at the dollar store. I just elasticed them to the bar that goes over top of the chronograph and turned it on, and away it went. And the chronograph reads. And I chronographed my Benjamin Trail MP All-Weather 22 and found out that the piston screwed. I need a new piston for it, so that's another project I got to do next. Replace the piston in it. The highest I got was 545 with a 14.3 grain. Last time I chronographed it, that same pellet was doing 710 feet per second. So yeah, there's something wrong with it. Even Crossman said there's something wrong with it. But anyway, under the task at hand here. Okay, I'll zip the camera around so you can see me shoot. And that's a big deal, but there's my drill press. My lovely wall of cars. Well, one wall of cars. I got more than one. Straighten my camera here. Oh well, it is what it is. Over here. Okay. I'll take 5 shots and show you. Walking. Shooting the Greta Van Fleet. Greta Van Fleet. Super excellent trigger pull now. Oh, it's just a light squeeze. Before it was like 15 pounds. It was ridiculous. Let's see if I can hit a spoon. Oh. So yeah, watch down there. Should be wearing glasses. Cool. I don't know if that was 4 or 5. I think that might have been 5, but oh well. Cool. The Umarex Browning Buckmark URX and 177. It's okay. It's okay for a $60 gun or $70, however much it was. I can't remember now. Okay, well, that'll end this video. See you later.